We're here in Utrecht at the Blockchain Innovation Conference, and we're here with Bitfury, one of the most known names, I think, the events I attend. So could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Danyil. I'm head of analytics for Bitfury software team. The Bitfury is one of the pioneers in blockchain ecosystem, founded in 2011, introducing new ASIC chip design, actually first ASIC to be implemented in this ecosystem, started mining more effectively. So, like 3 years ago, we started to build our software initiatives, recognizing that there is a lot of future in the software in this space. And I was heading analytical part of designing of our technologies, of designing what approach we should take, what are technologies on the market, and what is the real demand of the technologies from the businesses, from the governments, and from the society.
All right, sounds good. So, and one of the most known projects you're working right now is the Lightning Network, the extra layer around the Bitcoin network. Maybe you can tell something about it?
Yes, indeed. We actually all of our software initiatives started with Lightning Network contribution because it was a major solution for Bitcoin blockchain scalability. And as our main business is mining and hardware, of course, we are very interested in Bitcoin to work good, to scale good, and to serve better for the purposes it was created for. So we created a team of mathematicians and developers to start contributing, to start solve major issues into Lightning Network. Actually, Lightning Network is completely open source, so you can always check what is our contribution. From our point of view, we solved one of the major issues, so-called routing problem, how to route payments on this layer. And it was designed by Bitfury from the math perspective and implemented from the coding perspective as well, 1.5 years ago.
Are you still confident about the whole development of the Bitcoin core? Actually, some people call it the Bitcoin core development.
Yes, it's moving pretty fine right now. Bitcoin price is growing. Now it become much more stable after a lot of very venture-based money was leaked out of the ecosystem after a couple of hacks, couple of scandals, and big volatility things. And I believe for now it's going for very stable growth. When now there is much more stable money from investors that are more backed by analytics, more backed by serious institutional organizations, and so it's become less volatile, and there is like a path to slow and stable and steady growth now.
You really are confident that the Bitcoin price will actually will have a stable growth?
You never know. There is always X factors. For example, regulator positions. If a major regulator will release some statement, will change some approach, it always will harsh down the Bitcoin price or harsh it up very much. But in general, if like nothing bad happens, it should be like that. But you never know in this ecosystem. Like you always consider it as a very risky investment.
All right. I will hold the mic. And what are the next milestones for this year?
For Bitfury?
Yes.
For Bitfury, for this year, we are going to finally release production version of our framework. It's called Exonum. It's a framework to build private blockchains to solve issues for government and for enterprises. For now, it's 0.8 version, but still some projects in production are already working with our support. So we are supporting the issues that may come out of the framework is not in production yet. So with our support, we are ready to get into production already. Yes. So, but we will release the framework, we believe, this year. So everybody will be able to build projects without our support, just using our platform and build full-scale solutions with our open source project.
So actually for you there's no idealistic that you only want to work on decentralized networks, also centralized networks or private blockchain you cooperate with. So some people are very idealistic about decentralization, but
yes, we are very idealistic about decentralization as well. but it's not always should be the complete decentralization. Some systems are designed to be governed by limited decentralization. Complete anarchy is not always the answer to all the cases you have, and sometimes you want to have a regulated environment. For example, the big way to go now is federalization of economics, like building closed societies that have their own like local economics. And of course, for this kind of things, you want it to be regulated, because transition to complete anarchy will go wild. It's very risky, etc. And you can still do the things like it was before, but for decentralization, for regulation, now you have a technology. Now you have a way to implement this on a technology layer to reduce this trust friction, trust things, to make it much more effective and much more cheaper, and to actually solve these issues.
So and how do you think the crypto space will evolve? The crypto and blockchain space will evolve. We see a lot of parties who are trying to develop their own blockchain. So I'm just
in overall in this in private blockchains, the main things is how the driver of the project will look like, how you will get the initial boost, the some parties that will have a political strong will to implement this, like it going to be implemented, and that is actually the major issue. Technology is for now quite mature. It can implement very various cases of building trust around enterprise and around governance. So it's for now about building the message to decision makers, educating those about what this thing can do, what it should be used for, and to start actually building full-scale projects with blockchains.
Alright, sounds good. Maybe for Bitfury itself, maybe you can name a few clients just to have a profile, and also where are you based and the team, etc.
Bitfury overall, it's 550 plus employees over 18 countries. In software initiative, we have 120 employees. Our headquarters is here in Amsterdam. But we have some staff here in the big office. Actually, our presence is not formal. It's not only for taxes here, right? Yeah. So, but our R&D facilities are in Kiev. But we are not formally present in 18 countries. We do want to build presence in those countries, having representative offices there, having representative partners, trying to develop business on local level, like at every country that is ahead of others in the blockchain field, like Japan, Korea, Germany, Netherlands, if we're talking about Europe, Canada, UK, USA, of course. Like this.
The possibilities are endless. I mean, if you can develop private blockchains for banks like here, or even other enterprises, you're one of the pioneers.
Yeah, for our projects, we have actually a very renowned case in Georgia, building land title with blockchain. We have a complete case study on our site, exonum.com. We have a big project of creating auction for arrested assets in Ukraine. Okay. It was to fight the corruption in the selling these arrested items in auction. Of course, obviously there are a lot of corruption, and the thing that I was mentioned, that there was strong will of Western parties that were sponsoring this project. It was, I believe, Transparency International, one of the drivers of the will for this project, but I actually made mistake here. But it was some democratic institution, some Western democratic institution, and some social institutions inside of Ukraine, because blockchain is just a technology. You still need to design this decentralized governance to give you trust. And if you have this designed, like in Ukraine's institutions, this was designed like social institution, like democratic institutions from the West, like some Ministry of Justice in Ukraine. Yeah, and when you design this trust, the blockchain is give you technology to get this online.
Yeah. So we still need some work to do in an offline world.
Yes. It's just a technology. It will not provide you a solution by itself. It just provide you a new tool, a new approach to design new things.
Yeah, good to talk to you. I mean, very interesting. I think one of the interesting, technology companies around, and all the best with all your work.
Thank you.